Hey, letting and estate agents, those of you who are focused on lead generation need to be thinking about your lead progression. Now, you might be generating leads through organic traffic, or you might be generating leads through paid traffic. Either way, you have to think about your lead progression. Now, we know the first stage of when you get a lead is the lead opting in. The lead is giving you their details for one reason or another. Maybe they've called in, maybe they've emailed in, maybe they have opted in on a guide. So your lead has submitted a form, whether that be a verbal form or an online form, to give you their details. So that's the first step in our lead progression, the opt-in stage. Now, when a lead opts in, this is a pivotal point because that is their first interaction with your business, and it means they have intent to potentially work with you or at least gain information from you. Now, when the lead opts in, you need to know why they have opted in. Are they a landlord? Are they a tenant? Are they a buyer? Are they a seller? Are they an investor? Are they a portfolio landlord, a retiring landlord? Those are the options. When they opt in, key point is to make sure you tag them appropriately. Now, when I'm talking about tagging, I mean in your online marketing CRM system that will have options for you to be able to segregate your data, often using tagging. So when the lead opts in, make sure that they are tagged appropriately so that you can then deal with them appropriately. Now, we all know when the lead opts in, you need to give them a call. You might be on the telephone still if the lead has given you a call, but if they've opted in any other way, you need to pick up the phone. That's right, you have to pick up the phone and call them. Lead generation, unfortunately, is not magic, and we do have to do a little bit of legwork. We do have to make an initial call to them. So that's the next stage in that lead journey, an initial call. Now, we might not all utilize that initial call. Some of us might have an automated feature. Now here at Agent Marketer, we have an awesome chatbot called Letty. And instead of that initial call, Letty actually texts the leads when they opt in to get them to the next stage of our lead progression pipeline. Now, if you don't have Letty, you can get Letty. You can get automated chatbots working for you so that you don't do this initial call yourself. Or you can have a member of your team working on call setting and doing that initial call. Now, ultimately, what our initial call is for is to qualify the lead, is to find out actually who they are, what their pains are, and what lead type they are. If they're a landlord, where are their properties? Why have they opted in? Are they in some kind of pain? Are they wanting to grow their portfolio, so want to invest further? What is the reason that they are opting in? We're going to fact find. Now, when we're fact finding, whether that's from an automated chatbot like Letty or whether that's from one of your staff members, you need to make sure you make notes on this call. So write that down. It's absolutely key. On that initial call, when you're fact finding, you're finding out the pains and the desires of these leads, as well as maybe where their property is located or even how many properties they might even have. Make sure you make notes. Lots of marketing CRMs have a notes feature, so make sure you and your staff utilize that notes feature. Now, the value in utilizing the notes section in that initial call is for then that next stage. The next stage being the scheduled call or the booked call. After you've done all of your fact finding, you know where to send the lead next. Is that a tenancy health check? Is that a call with your investment team? Is that a market appraisal? You know where that next appointment or that next scheduled call should be, depending on the lead type that's opted in and after the initial call, that fact-finding call. You are then going to get them into that booked call. Now, this book call, as we've said, is potentially going to be one of the experts on your team. Is it going to be a compliance expert? Is it going to be a market appraisal? This booked call is absolutely key that you think about where it's going to take place. Now, lots of us might be using online calendars, which are fantastic. They integrate with your other calendars so that you can't get double booked, but they only work successfully if they've been set up successfully. Your booked call, you might need to think about, is it going to be in person if it's a market appraisal? Is it going to be on Zoom? Or is it just going to be on the phone? You're also thinking about which expert is it going to be with, okay? They're key things to be thinking about for that next step. Now, while all of this is going on, we do need to be thinking again about nurture. If you don't know much about nurture, make sure you check back on our playlist to our nurture videos where we dig a little bit deeper. Now, nurture plays a key part at every step of this going on. Your booked calls. Have you got appointment reminders going out? Are you still sending them value emails at this point? With more touch points, they're building more and more trust with you. So don't be afraid as they're going through these stages to still nurture your leads in other ways, such as emails. After this book call, the lead might progress. The lead might give you the instruction to sell their property. They might give you their property to manage, but they also might not quite be ready yet. So you might have to have those extra nurture steps in, not just the emails that I've just spoken about, but actually follow-up calls. You've had that book call, you've had the initial call, you know their information, you know their pains, you know their desires, you know what they want to achieve. You've had a more formal call, maybe where you've done a tenancy health check or a market appraisal, depending on what the lead type is. Nurture them on follow-up. If they haven't given you their business after that booked appointment, then actually, what's their objection? What more can you do? Nurture them. Follow up. Follow up with calls. Follow up with specific emails after that booked call. Nurture them. There is a reason they didn't buy after this point, the reason that they didn't give you their business. So find out what that is and utilize that in your nurture process. Because after that, we're hoping for that conversion, aren't we? That's the aim of the game. After the opt-in, we are hoping for that conversion. We also do need to remember within lead progression, there's always going to be people who don't buy, and that's okay because there are three main buyer types. People who buy impulsively, people who need to build trust before they make purchases or sales, and people who don't ever buy. So don't be disheartened if not every lead makes it the whole way through, because they're not going to. You need to just work on each of those stages of that progression and make sure that your team understands it as well. It's fantastic if you get this all planned out, but if it's not you making the calls and not you delivering and not you nurturing, your team needs to understand it too. Now, you can use softwares to help your lead progression. Within the software that we utilize, your Marketing Hub, there is a lead progression pipeline, which is really fantastic because it has all the automation set up for you to be able to succeed. There are various columns as you go across for all of these different stages, and they're even broken down further. We have automations also set up so that if a lead books a call through email nurture, or maybe even the use of Letty, they move automatically in the pipeline so that you can keep track of those leads. So plan out your lead progression, think about who's going to be doing it, and go for success. Remember, not all leads are going to convert straight away. Some of them need additional nurture, and that's why you need to plan it out. I hope you found this video useful. Click subscribe if you want to find out more. And as always, keep leveling up your marketing with Agent Marketer.